Today, we are going to start the writing skill portion or the composition part from English for class 6. What is the topic of today's discussion? Today's topic of discussion is letter writing. That means informal letter writing. But before that, we have to know that what is letter. Let's see it. In modern times, every educated person should know how to write a clear and readable letter. Everyone sometimes feels the necessity of writing official letters or business letters of some sort and may have to face the problem of writing an important personal letter that would vitally mold the person's interests in life. Hence, letter writing is a necessity and it is also an art. But whenever we sit down to write a letter, we realize that writing a good letter is not an easy job and needs careful practice. That means letters are an important part of communication. They play in they play an important role in maintaining the relationship with friends, relatives, as well as establishing commercial relations within and outside the country. Letters are written for sending news, seeking information, and exchanging friendly ideas and sentiments. Writing letter is therefore an art. Letter writing is an important field of composition. It is an accomplishment of practical use our letters, particularly our personal letters, reveal our thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Writing a letter requires a definite plan and purpose which should be pursued from the beginning to the end. There should be no hurry or thoughtlessness in it. The tone of the letter should not be flippant or vulgar. The decorum should be maintained. The tone of the letter should be pleasant. The language should be clear and simple. A letter should not take the form of an essay. Messages that are conveyed in the letter should not be too verbose or telegraphic. The style of the letter depends upon the nature of its contents. A private letter should be conversational in style. Business letters should be short, concise, and to the point, and official letters should be dignified. Clear? Now, we will be talking about the types of letters. There are two types. What is the first type? The first type is informal letters. And what is the second type? The second type is formal letters. That means there are two types of letters. The first one is informal letter and the second one is formal letter. Clear? Now, we will be talking about the informal letters. So, what is informal letter? Informal letters are friendly in tone and written generally to persons we know well. They have a specific layout. I repeat, informal letters are friendly in tone and written generally to persons we know well. They have a specific layout. That means an informal letter is a non-official letter that we usually use to write to our friends, family, or relatives. These letters are personal letters that are not used for official purposes. Now, we will be talking about formal letters. So, what is formal letter? Formal letters are business-like in tone, matter of fact in content, and written generally to persons not personally known. I repeat, formal letters are business-like in tone, matter of fact in content, and written generally to persons not personally known. That means a business letter is a letter from one company to another or between such organizations and their customers and clients. A formal letter is one written in a formal and ceremonious language and follows a certain stipulated format. Such letters are written for official purposes to authorities, dignitaries, colleagues, seniors, etc., and not to personal contacts, friends, or family. Informal letters can be of two types. So, what is the first type? The first type is personal letter. This type of letters are penned to relations, member of the family, friends, admirers, and so on. So, what is personal letter? Personal letter is penned to relations, member of the family, friends, admirers, and so on. So, what is the second type of informal letters? The second type is social letter. A social letter is written in order to comply with a social obligation. Normally, these letters relate to congratulations, condolences, thanks, apology, request, sympathy, introduction, and invitation to social parties and functions and replies to them. Religious ceremonies and functions also fall under this category. So I repeat, what is social letter? A social letter is written in order to comply with a social obligation. Normally, these letters relate to congratulations, condolences, thanks, apology, request, sympathy, introduction, and invitation to social parties and functions and replies to them. Religious ceremonies and functions also fall under this category. Now, we can see the types of formal letter. So, what are the types of formal letters? First one is official letter. What is official letter? Official letters are written to government offices, semi-government offices, public bodies, and so on. I repeat, official letters are written to government offices, semi-government offices, public bodies, and so on. Second type is business letter. What is business letter? These letters are written to industrial enterprises, commercial organizations, shopkeepers, professional persons, newspaper editors, and so forth. I repeat again, these letters are written to industrial enterprises, commercial organizations, shopkeepers, professional persons, newspaper editors, and so forth. Clear, students? So, students, you have to remember that there are six parts that must be attended in the informal letter. That means, through this particular slide, we will discuss some important points of informal letter. Number one, the heading consisting of the writer's address and the date. That means whenever we will write the heading, that will be consisting of the writer's address and the mentioned date. Number two, the courteous greeting or salutation. That means after mentioning the heading, we have to write down the courteous greeting or salutation. Number three, the communication or message, the body of the letter. That means we have to write down the main content of the letter. That means what is the letter about. Number four, the subscription or courteous leave taking. After finishing the body of the letter, we have to mention the subscription or courteous leave taking. Number five is the signature. After that, we have to write down our signature or we have to do our signature. Whose signature? Who is writing the letter? That means whenever the person is writing his name or her name, he or she has to mention or she has to write the signature. Number six, outside address or receiver's address. That means to whom we are writing the letter, they have to be or the receiver's address has to be mentioned after the signature. So I am mentioning the points again. Number one, the heading consisting of the writer's address and date. Number two, the courteous greeting or salutation. Number three, the communication or message, the body of the letter. Number four, the subscription or courteous leave taking. Number five, the signature. And sixth point is outside address or receiver's address. Now, we will understand these points through a format of an informal letter. Let's see it. Heading. That means sender's address, and after that we have to mention the date. You can see that we have written this portion at the top right hand corner of the page. Clear? After that, we have to mention greeting or salutation. That is, dear, that means receiver's name. So after giving a small space, we have to mention the greeting or salutation, which has been written at the left hand corner. Clear? After that, we have to mention or we have to write down the content, that means the body of the letter. So what is body of the letter? What is the letter about? The main content of the letter. Next, after finishing of the body of the letter, we have to write down the subscription. That means yours lovingly, truly. That means sender's name. After mentioning the subscription, we have to write down the receiver's full name. The receiver means to whom we are writing the letter. So you can see in this format that in the receiver's address format or in the receiver's address portion, we have written one word over here, that is stamp, and after this the line is written receiver's full name. Second one is care of receiver's guardian, that means the name of the guardian of the receiver. After that, receiver's address, and the last one is PIN. So the format is clear, student? Now we will be talking about the various parts of an informal letter. The first one is the heading. It has the writer's address and the date, which should be written at the top right hand corner of the letter. You can write the dates in two ways. That means 23rd January 2005 or January 23, 2005. That means we can use this type of two formats for writing the heading. Number two is greeting or salutation. It is the form of address or the greeting. Its choice depends on the degree of intimacy the writer has with the address. The first word of the salutation is capitalized. If there are three words, the second one is not capitalized. Number three, the body of the letter. It is the main part of the letter and it is the soul of the letter. Number 4. The subscription. It is the courteous closing of a letter. It is written after the body at the bottom of the right side corner with respect to a relation of the sender with the receiver. The subscription can be of different types. A comma is used after the subscription. Next point is, that means next part is the signature. There is one final part of an informal letter that does not listed here. The signature, which consists of no more than a farewell remark and your name. Number 6 is the receiver's address. The last point is the receiver's address, which is written at the format of the letter. In the receiver's address, you have to write the receiver's name, then care of, that is the guardian's name of the receiver, and then the full address of the receiver. Clear? Now, I will give you one sample of a letter to a friend inviting her to spend the summer vacation with you. This is the sample of an informal letter. Clear? Let's start. Digha, Midnapur, 10th May 2000 19. This is the heading portion. Next, my dear Rekha, that is greeting or salutation. Next, I came to know that your school will be closed for the summer vacation from 20th May. I would like to give you a proposal for spending the vacation with us at Digha. After a long confinement in the city, you will feel happy in the countryside. The rural environment will refresh your mind and restore your energy. The sea beach is the special attraction here. Besides, my parents will be very glad to have you with us. Please do come. So, students, you can easily understand that this is the main body of the letter. That means the content. Next, your friend Neeta. That means we have written the subscription over here. Here comes the receiver's address. So who is the receiver over here? The receiver is Rekha. So you can see that we have written the full address of the receiver Rekha. Rekha Ghosh, care of Sudhir Ghosh, 15 Elgin Road, Kolkata 700009. So, first of all, we have written the name of the receiver, then the guardian's name, and then the address of the receiver. Clear? So, students, you can follow that. This is your worksheet page, and I will give you one homework. What is that? Write a letter to your friend telling her how you have spent your winter vacation. I repeat, write a letter to your friend telling her how you have spent your winter vacation. So, students, apart from this, you can practice more. So, now we are ending our lesson over here. Thank you.